Watch as we now go with God into his word, Acts chapter 14, and let's begin at verse 1 and watch what happens again. Now at Iconium, they entered together into the Jewish synagogue and spoke in such a way that a great number of both Jews and Greeks believed. Now at Iconium, again, I say to you, note the pattern. Paul and Barnabas, if you've been with us, you know, they have left Antioch, home church. First stop, Cyprus. What happened? Warfare, hand-to-hand combat, direct frontal assault by a child of the devil. God's words, not mine. What was the purpose? To pursue that single person of peace, that one proconsul, that governor. That, praise God, was one to the Lord. So we saw day one, first trip, first recorded encounter, spiritual warfare in pursuit of one person of peace. Next, where do they go? Pisidian Antioch. Day two, what do we see? This was last week. First recorded sermon of Paul. What happens? Again, warfare, persecution, division. Right? We see this. We watch a people who hear the truth and the love of the gospel. We see the power of God demonstrated through those that were sent by the Spirit of God, obeying the Spirit of God, and what happens? The people respond. What was the response? What's the pattern? Some come, some go. Some fight, some show faith. The context here is going to continue over and over and over and over again, all the way up to present day today. This is why it's so important. If your understanding of a church is a place that's designed to make you feel better, or to give you that which you want, or a place that lets you kind of run the show, that is not the church of the Bible. The church of the Bible is an equipping center, a people called out, set apart, supernaturally empowered by God with a purpose to fulfill his priorities under his power through the proclamation of truth and love. What did you see in Cyprus? They proclaim the gospel. Here comes the battle. What happens when they get to Pisidian Antioch? They proclaim the gospel. Here comes the battle. Right? They could have opened up a second-hand clothes store. They could have opened up a free food stand. They could have done a number of things that would have been good, but were not in line with what God says to do. Do not confuse the church with the ministry. They go and they proclaim the gospel, and the gospel does what the gospel does. It divides the crowd and it unifies the church. Over and over and over again, living out not just the facts of the gospel, but the faith of the gospel, to truly live what you claim to believe in God's context under his precepts. It will divide every single time. Supernaturally, spiritually, theological truth. The gospel divides the crowd and unifies the church.